Hi, this is Coach Tom, and I'm here with a talk about curriculum, and maybe it'll even go over into staff training a little bit. Of course, my advice is on tap, not on top. If you're an experienced master teacher, or if you have your own opinions about how curriculum and how martial arts should be taught, then we're simply sharing ideas. And ideas shared, it's not like money. You hand me $1, I hand you $1, we still each have $1. I hand you an idea, you hand me an idea, we both have two ideas. These are ideas about how I like to teach and what I know from my own experience. First, when I am teaching martial arts, I don't worry about technique. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I have some things that I'll teach. Could be anything from grappling to kicking or striking or blocking, but that's not the point of why I'm teaching. With a beginning student, I first only care about one thing, and that is that I teach that person how to apply themselves at level 10 on a scale from 1 to 10. That means they have to become aware of it, they have to understand it, and they have to see it and feel it. And if I can get a person to operate at level 10, even though their level 10 will change over time as they get fitter or more accomplished and so on, that's the only thing I care about. Now, that's not easy. It takes practice and repetition, which, by the way, your first belt level, white to whatever, orange, gold, whatever it is, should be titled one thing, and that is practice. That's all you care about for the first belt level. I was talking to Mike Tubbs yesterday, who does dietaryselfdefense.com, and he said when he teaches a private student, the only thing he focuses on is showing up. Just show up. And the same thing goes with new students. If you can get a student to practice, to learn how to practice, to know how to practice at home, to understand why practice is important, and to actually develop the habit of practice, you've overcome so many other things that you won't have to fight later. The first belt level should be called one thing, and that's practice. You understand that the first thing is rating yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. Second thing is how to work with another person, how to be a good partner, and not even a good partner, a great partner. There's a physiology to it. There's being aware of what your partner is going through, of watching out for them, and learning how to practice together so that you make each other better, always pushing each other without negativity. Third is how to operate in a team setting. So whether that manifests itself in line drills, where you've got 5 or 6 or 10 people in a line, how does that line work together? And do they accomplish something? Do they know how to work independently? And when the group does forms together, do they know how to come together as a group to make something bigger than they could do as individuals? 3 things. If I can teach a person to apply themselves at level 10, then what does it matter what the technique is? Because they're learning how to apply themselves. You're not giving them a fish, you're teaching them how to fish. Yeah. Second is they have to learn how to work with another person so as not to hurt that person and to play off that collective thing that happens when two people do healthy competition. It makes both of them better. Third is they have to know how to work in a group setting so that they bring something good to the table. So they're not just taking away, but that they actually contribute and make it collectively more powerful than what it would be as an individual. Of course, you have to know how to use the apparatus, the pads, the shields, the paddles, the heavy bags. That's part of it. But all of those things are either done as an individual, as a partner, or as a team. So it all works in together. And of course, an aside to that is etiquette in the school, how I treat you, how you treat me, how you treat the school. And of course, what's the key point of this first belt level? It's practice. If you don't teach your students how to practice, if you gave them weights and you just said, okay, go home and work with them, you're not teaching them anything about sets or reps or how long to rest or when they've done enough. You have to teach them how to do those things with martial arts training too. And their practice at home shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. That should be the minimum. And you should be asking for that. On the days you don't come to class, you practice 10 minutes a day, take Sundays off. If you can get your students in the habit of practice, if you fight that battle, there'll be a lot of other battles you don't have to fight down the line. Let's transition that now into staff training because the same principles apply. First, as a staff member, you must learn how to operate at level 10. And I'm talking about in punctuality, in attentiveness, in planning, in preparation, in your own personal training and education. If you're not 10, it's like the naked and waving a chainsaw theory. You know the naked and waving a chainsaw theory? Second is, how do you work with another person? Third is, how do you work together as a team? What has to be accomplished? I don't care about your skills as a staff member. I think those skills can be cultivated. What I care about is that you recognize what's your worst performance and what's your absolute best. And sometimes you don't know what your absolute best is unless you see other people. And you go, oh, compared to that person, I'm not even halfway there. So it gives you a mark, a high water mark. But if you know what your absolute best is, then why would you ever give anything less than your absolute best? What I want to do is train you to give your absolute best, to recognize what it is, and to live in that place. If you can do that, then whatever it is we tackle, whether it's a special event or a class or a black belt test, doesn't matter, because you know how to operate at level 10. So that's all we practice. And that's all the lessons are about. That's all the emphasis. What's marketing at level 10? What's the creation of a project at level 10? What's working with your day planner at level 10? It's the same stuff. Individual, partner, group, school, community, world. All right, that's my lesson for today. Please feel free to add your comments below, and I hope this has served you in some way.